welcome to this week's episode of A Year of Career, 52 Practical Answers to Your Questions. I'm Erin Wolfer, and I own and operate Career Advantage and Career Advantage Golf, where I help job seekers feel more confident and prepared throughout their job search. I help people with resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn profiles, mock interviews, personal and professional websites, really anything job search related. But each week in this podcast, I answer one career development or job search question from the public. And this week's question is, aside from online job postings, how can I learn about potential openings? And I don't want to keep giving you the same information week after week in this podcast, but ultimately, I'm going to recommend, as I always do, for you to tap into your network, utilize the people you know to get connected to people who may know of opportunities that you'll be interested in. You can also utilize professional associations that you're involved in. A lot of times through those networks, people will send out information about openings that they have. And of course, you can find out about positions through social media, through Facebook groups, through LinkedIn, things like that. So there are a lot of different ways that you can find out about job openings aside from online job postings. But what I really want to focus in on today to give you some different information from what I've talked about before as far as tapping into your network is I really want to focus in on informational interviewing and how that can be a really great way to build your network, of course, and also learn about potential opportunities that you may not find just through, a job board or something like that. So informational interviewing really is just asking for someone's time, someone who probably has a job that you might be interested in, or they work in an industry or an organization that you're interested in, and asking for 20 minutes of their time so you can ask them some questions to get to know them a little bit better, to learn more about their career path, and see if they have any advice for you. So again, it's really important to just ask for about 20 to 25 minutes of a person's time. Most people will be able to give you that, and most people are really excited about talking about their career and their career path, and so they're likely to talk to you. So the way that you can find people to ask to do an informational interview with is, of course, through your network. Find out if anybody that you know knows someone that they might be able to connect you with that you can talk to and have that informational interview. But let's say that you don't know anybody in your network who might know someone. Let's talk about ways to still get connected to people. So of course, you can do a search on the internet, you can do a search on LinkedIn to find people who have positions that you might be interested in, or who work in a company that you might be interested in, and don't be afraid to reach out to them. You can call them, you can email them, you can connect with them on LinkedIn and send them a message and just ask for, like I said, 20 to 25 minutes of their time where you can ask them some questions about their industry, about their job, about their organization, and more than likely they will say yes. And you can conduct that informational interview in person or even through Zoom or over the phone. If you can do it in person, it's more likely that you'll probably develop a stronger connection, but of course that may not always be possible. So, a conversation over the phone or via Zoom could be just as effective. So as you think about conducting these informational interviews, you want to make sure that you have some questions prepared. So remember, you've only asked for 20 to 25 minutes of the person's time, and you really want to respect their time and only plan for that amount of time. So I recommend having at least 5 questions prepared. You could have a few more, just in case the person is willing to talk longer, but I would definitely have about 5 questions. And here are some suggestions. First of all, actually, before I share those suggestions, I want to remind you that this is an informational interview. You are not going in there asking for a job. You are gathering information so you can learn more about a career path, a person's job, the organization, the industry. So just to reiterate, an informational interview is not you going in asking for a job. You are going in just gathering information. So these questions that I'm going to share with you are questions that will help you gather information about the job, the industry, the organization, those sorts of things. So here are some suggestions for questions to ask during an informational interview. 1, tell me about your career path and experiences that led you to your current position. 2, what do you enjoy most about your job? 3, what are some professional challenges that you have faced over the years? 4, what advice do you have for someone interested in this career field? And 5, do you know anyone else I should talk to? That last question is always a good one because, you've now hopefully established some sort of relationship with this person. They likely know other people in that industry and they can recommend someone else, and then you can just continue to build your network and gather more information. And the more that you're making these connections and building your network, the more likely these people are going to keep you in mind in the future if they do have a job opening. They may even shoot you an email or send you a phone or call you on the phone if they have an opening. Or if you see a job posting in the future within an organization and you're interested in applying, you can always reach out to them and express your interest. Thank them again for giving you the information previously during the informational interview, and just tell them that you are applying and that you're really excited about this opportunity. So asking that question of, do you know anyone else I should talk to, can just help you further develop that network. So when you actually go to the informational interview, I do recommend a couple of things. So first, I would dress professionally. I mean, obviously you don't have to wear a suit or anything like that. Again, it's not an interview, it's an informational interview, but you do want to, kick it up a notch and at least dress professionally. Take a pen and some paper with you so you can jot down notes. Remember, you're there to gather information, so you can jot down notes, you can take down contact information, you can write down the names and contact information of other people that they recommend that you talk to. So it's really important to make sure to take a pen and some paper so you can do that. And then at the end of the informational interview, you always want to thank the person for their time, of course. And then I recommend following up with a thank you letter or a thank you email within 24 hours, just to kind of keep that connection going, to further express your appreciation. And then, it's a great idea if you're not already connected with that person over LinkedIn to go ahead and send them a connection request as well. So then you're connected with them in that capacity also. And then finally, my recommendation is to kind of keep that relationship going. Check in with this person every now and then through email or through LinkedIn, or maybe invite them for coffee. Again, just to keep that conversation going in the future so it's not just a one and done deal. You can gather that initial information in the informational interview and then just keep that conversation going in the future so you can really establish a relationship. So if that person does have a job opening in the future, like I said earlier, they might think of you and reach out to you and say, hey, we have this opportunity, I think you should apply. Or, like I said, if you learn about an opportunity, then you can further discuss that opportunity with them, and hopefully that will help you get your foot in the door as you apply for positions within the organization. So those are a few tips for conducting an effective informational interview. And like I said, informational interviews are just a great way to build your network, potentially learn about other job opportunities that are available that may not be posted, that you're not able to find online anywhere. So I strongly encourage you to, of course, tap into your network, utilize social media, and conduct informational interviews to learn more about job postings that you may not be able to find just out there online. So again, like I said earlier, I'm Erin Wolfram. If you'd like more information on Career Advantage or Career Advantage Golf and how I might be able to help you, you can always visit my websites, which are careeradvantageresumes.com and careeradvantagegolf.com. You can also follow me on social media. I'm at Career Advantage Resumes on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And on Twitter, it's at Advantage Career. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.